I present to you 10 new things that make no sense to Minecraft and that you can do. We will start with this first thing, talking about the bones, those items that we steal from the skeletons.
Help me, they steal my bones.
But as you may be imagining, these bones have a big problem, and what you are about to see doesn't have any logic. If we place 3 bones on the crafting table, we can turn them into bone meal, and this bone meal can be made into a huge bone. At what point did 3 small bones become a huge block? Just think for a moment, it doesn't make any sense. A Minecraft block measures 1 meter, and searching into the internet, I found the measurements of a real bone. This one measures 35 centimeters long and 8 centimeters wide, and obviously 3 bones aren't able to complete that. So an interesting question came to mind. How many bones does it really take to complete a bone as big as this? Well, I made some small calculations, and it takes more than 192 real bones to complete one of Minecraft. Obviously, the crafting of 3 bones doesn't make sense, because the crafting really requires more than 13 stacks of bones. But considering that the blocks of bones are made with the bone meal, that means that we will occupy a stack of bones. Whichever way you look at it, a block of bones really requires much more. It has no sense. Steve is an excellent swimmer, and this is very necessary to protect himself from the dangers of the seas. However, there is something that doesn't make sense when Steve swims. Have you ever tried to carry your friend in the water? If you have ever tried it, surely you know that it's very difficult to walk, and obviously you will go much slower. But then, how do we explain that Steve is able to swim with 2 anvils in his hand? Just look, he doesn't seem to care about the weight. At any moment, Steve is drowning from all the weight he's carrying. But do you really know how much an anvil weighs? Okay, according to the internet, an anvil can weigh more than 200 pounds. That means that 2 anvils weigh around 400 pounds. That is equivalent to carrying 2 adult lions in your hands. But things get more murky. When we fill everything our inventory with anvil stacks, we would be carrying more than 460,800 pounds. That is heavier than swimming carrying an entire plane. I think that none of us is capable of carrying a plane, unless you are Steve, he can. So it has no sense. Let's talk about milk, but we won't talk about its magical healing effect, because anyway, even if you have many negative effects, milk can heal you. Okay, I'm fine. Doctor, I'm dying.
Don't worry. Drink milk.
The problem with the milk is not that, because the real problem is that milk is capable of curing all the effects of potions, but is not able to fill the hunger bar. You can see, it didn't fill me anything at the bar. Even the effect of hunger can be removed, but the food isn't really filling me. The glass of milk that your mom told you it will make you big and strong because of calcium, in Minecraft doesn't work, because even honey bottles are capable of regenerating our hunger. But an enormous bucket of full milk, which is capable of curing all ills, doesn't cure your hunger. It has no sense. Okay, now I am going to show you a nonsense thing, which is even more disturbing. And it is not about how many arrows the skeletons have. The problem is that the skeletons don't have fingers to shoot an arrow. You need both hands and use your fingers. It isn't easy at all. But then there are skeletons who are able to use bows without hands. Here it isn't any kind of magic, because we can even see the animation where he's using his hands. But surely you will say that Steve also doesn't have hands, but he really does, because Minecraft has placed some textures under the hand. These pixels simulate fingers, so it makes sense somehow that Steve can shoot arrows, but the skeletons can shoot without need for hands. We also have to consider the skeletons have a large part of human bones, but they don't really have hands. They have stumps, but not hands, and they don't have any finger bones. It has no sense. When we use a hose on the dirt, you can see that the color changes when we put water. This color changes to indicate that it is farmland, and therefore the crops will grow much faster. However, this hydratation mechanics works in a very strange way. For example, we are going to place water in this hole, and now 2 blocks far apart we place the dirt. Just tell me, how is it possible that the dirt can be hydrated with the stone blocks in the middle? Literally, the water is not touching the dirt. So, then I thought of a mechanic that a stone has in real life. Drops of water are capable of breaking stones over the years. Also, some rocks, when they get wet, are capable of hydrating, and that's how plants grow. This might make sense, but it would take too much time anyway. We can also make this even more hardcore, like making a bedrock platform. Will this dirt be able to hydrate? Well, you can see how it immediately hydrates. It has no sense. it's time to talk about the chest, an extremely important block to store all our objects, but it is also one of the blocks with less sense, and I'm going to tell you something that makes me laugh a lot. Don't you find it too funny that we can keep chests inside a chest? Seriously, the more you think about it, the weirder it gets. Literally, it's like wanting to put a refrigerator inside another one. It doesn't make any sense, unless the chests have another known dimension that we don't know about, or maybe just a simple game. The villagers are very useful to exchange things, and there are some incredible tradings, like the typical villagers who give you a lot of emeralds in exchange for sticks. But just as there are good tradings, there are also some very bad tradings that really don't make sense. And this villager here is responsible for one of the most horrible scams in all of Minecraft. Please, someone explain to me how this trade exists here. A diamond for an emerald. You are kidding me. Look at his smile. He knows he's scamming you. Absolutely no one would spend their precious diamond for an emerald. This is pointless. Sorry villager, you deserve this. This crafting here is too questionable. How does a diamond become a turntable? Is a single diamond capable of making music? Well, that's not my only problem with the turntable. One of the big problems is that we can cook meat with the turntables because it's a fuel? I get that it's made of wood, but where does the diamond go? No, that's not the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing is when you put turntables made of diamond to burn diamond ores, and those get more diamond. When we are using diamonds to cook diamonds, and these diamonds can be converted back into turntable and thus burn more diamond. As you know, sheep can eat from the ground. Specifically, they are able to eat grass. And sheep, every time they eat grass, they can regenerate their wool. But there is something to no sense with honey and sheep. How is it possible that honey is related to a sheep? Observe the following. We are going to place a block of grass above honey, and we are going to surround it with fences. Observe the magic. It had just eaten the grass, but above it had honey. Somehow the sheep learned to eat through the honey block, or maybe they like honey. I know honey is pretty good, but sheep, you shouldn't eat that stuff. Okay, I'm not going to blame you. I know you like it. It has no sense. The nether portals don't make sense. That is, we can activate them anywhere. But why cannot we make horizontal portals? As far as logic goes, this should be possible. In fact, the respawn nexus uses the same texture. That means that no matter how you place it, it should be possible. Honestly, I think it's because of programming laziness. But hey, I leave you here a trick to have a portal on the side. And maybe you can use this trick to fool your friends. Here you have more nonsense things. And to the right you have a video recommended by YouTube. Remember that my book is already on sale.